I mean, you've won it 6 times. Well, why is it such a popular rally?
Well, I think it's a good social occasion as well as a good, hard, tough rally. This year, again, looks like being dry and hard and fast, so it'll be a popular event.
How's the conditions going to suit the new car?
Our reserve comment, you know, we can't tell. We've done terrific test mileage. We really have done a lot. But there's nothing like getting in the forest and trying against these boys. So that's the real test.
Why is it different than from other rallies?
Because the stages are rougher and tend to be longer than on most of the other forest rallies in this country. And it's the challenge, and also nice country to drive in.
You're obviously familiar with some of the stages, are you?
Oh, no, not at all. No, we came up to do the Granite City and crashed down a big hole, so I'm told we're not doing that stage again, so it's a bit of a relief.
Now then, Harry, have you done the Scottish before?
Yes, I did last year. It was my second rally in Grade 9.
And what were you in last year?
I was in my old Ascona. Actually, it wasn't that old, but anyway, in my Ascona.
What about your servicing backup? Well, what have you got there?
We've got a Granada estate and a van full of rally jackets, so I don't know how we're going to get on with that, you know, it's just...
Who do you think's the other men on form at the moment?
Russell Brooks and Roger Clark.
And the actual stage mileage is very similar to the Welsh, so really it's going to be quite a sprint event, unlike in past years. Everyone's going to be flat out right from the word go, I think.
Well, I think the stages are more challenging than most of the British stages. They're much twistier and humpier, and of course it's in reputation of being a bit tougher than the others, that you know, perhaps it isn't such a sprint as all the others are, and that you have to be a little bit more careful with your car. Perhaps towards the end, then you can start, you know, really moving, but if you start going flat out on the Scottish, you're liable to finish up with a rather tired car.
I don't think you can do that anymore. You know, there was a time when you could take it easy and then try a bit later, but they all try from the word go, you see. Once you let them get away, that's it.
I think there's perhaps a bit more emphasis on endurance on this event than on most of the British events, simply because of the hardness of the roads and the effect on the cars.
This year is slightly different format, isn't it, in that the night section is towards the end of the rally rather than at the beginning. Is that going to make any difference, do you think, to the results?
I don't think so. The Scottish has normally had most of its special stages at the beginning rather than the end, but it shouldn't affect the result a great deal.
Best of luck anyway, chaps.
Friday, June the 4th, 1976. Day 1 of the 31st Scottish International Rally. Last year's winner, Roger Clark, is first away. This classic summer event, a 1,200-mile journey over some of the fastest and roughest forest stages in Britain, has attracted 150 of Britain's leading international and club drivers, as well as some highly talented visitors from abroad.
Harry Vatanen is one of the super Finns of rallying. He's been the talk of rallying, international rallying.
Although the winner is expected to be among the top escort drivers, all with 200 or more horsepower at their toes, Leyland's new TR7s attract admiring looks, as well as some raised eyebrows. Will they last the distance, or drop out with engine failure, as they did recently on the Welsh?
Opel Cadet. In fact, later on you'll see the very latest Opel rally car driven by the Swedish driver, Roald Danielsson. Now, all the best. So that's Andy Murray in his Ward Jackson setting off. A brand new engine. I I can tell you now that he's gone away. It's reputed to produce 260 horsepower.
Clark has 240 horsepower, and in the early stages is already using it to the full. Tony Fowkes trying to get to grips with his new Escort, but heading for several moments off the road. Russell Brooks, also destined to have trouble early on. The quickest Escort is Ari Vartanen's, already pulling out a few seconds lead. Chris Slater, new man in the Chrysler team with the twin-cam Avenger, but no stranger to the Scottish Rally. Tony Fall with travel agent Mike Broad in the Opel Kadett, travelling a good deal faster than either of them expected. Tony Pond takes his own advice and is tackling the early stages like a series of sprints. Andy Dawson in the Datsun Violet, going well. But a bump steer problem is already costing him up to 2 seconds a mile. Will Sparrow in the Vauxhall doesn't seem to have noticed the orange light on the dashboard. Although it means low oil pressure, he's certainly not lifting off. The other flying Finn, Pentti Arikala, is really flying in his elderly Mark I Escort. Newest car on the Scottish, the Esso-supported Escort of Tony Drummond, completed just 2 days before the event, and with only 300 miles on the clock. Behind the leaders, in the Group 1 battle for standard cars, the arm-waving Swede Bror Danielsson. Ari Vartanen, already with a good lead, slides past the stalled Escort of David Thompson. A hot BDA engine is always a pig to restart.
So far we've met some very, very rough stages. So I've been just in the process of changing the rear springs and the shock absorbers to try and make it bounce less. It seems particularly bad just at the moment. So we hope this will cure it.
Is this because the stages are harder than you anticipated then? Is that...
They are much rougher than I anticipated. Yes, they don't. I've never seemed to have met them quite so hard packed and rough, and they seem very bumpy, or forever going up and up and up in the air. So it's putting quite a strain on them.
Is there anything wrong with Tony's car?
Well, the struts are allowing the car to ground out. We've put him on to M&S tyres now, which should give him a little bit more ground clearance, we hope.
Was that affecting his times?
Yeah. The last stage he ran 5 miles on a flat anyway. So it's going to be a bit down on time on that one.
What about the other TR7?
They just changed the front struts on that. It's got the same trouble, lack of ground clearance.
Why wasn't that discovered before?
Well, lack of time getting to get the proper springs.
At the end of stage 2, we saw poor Russell Brooks in the service area, and he'd obviously rolled, and the bodywork was very much modified. We also saw John Taylor on, I can't remember now whether it was stage 1 or 2, but he'd obviously gone off, and his co-driver had walked all the way down to the finish. So I presume they must have been having some problems. However, we have seen them go through here now, so obviously they're on their way again.
Brooks has lost a good half minute by rolling and is desperately trying to regain lost time and catch up with the leaders. Pond's TR7 is already out, and Brian Kulcheth sounds destined to follow. Despite severe front-wheel wobble on the Datsun, Andy Dawson is up to 5th place. no such problems for Tony Ford, who's extracting even more speed from his Opel Kadett in 4th place.
How's it going, Paul?
Too bad. Too bad. Struggling along, you know.
Yes. I like your fur-lined development.
Pretty, aren't they?
Very nice.
Yes.
Yes. Any incidents this morning?
No, none yet. No, it's a bit early yet, isn't it?
It is a bit. Car's running all right, is it?
Yes, very well indeed.
Have you heard of anybody having any problems?
I think Russell's been off, hasn't he? And they say that most of the Scotchmen are taking to the woods as quickly as they can.
Well, we're lying second, third before the last stage, but unfortunately we hit the bank and went off the road for 50 seconds. And so we don't know where we're lying just now. We ought to still be in the first 10, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Is the car still okay, though? Is it going to be drivable tomorrow?
Yes, provided we don't have too much rain, because rain and plastic windscreens don't go together.
Day 2, stage 12. And not all the spectators can take off their coats to enjoy the sunshine. Cameron Loch Lomond Wildlife Park. 1.5 miles of winding tarmac road. The leading crews clean this stage without penalty, but it's really only a warm-up as the cars head northwards to the classic stages of the Highland. Russell Brooks chases Roger Clark up Reston Be Thankful hill climb, one of the trickiest and twistiest tarmac miles in British rallying. Stage by stage, Brooks is clipping vital seconds off the others, and is second fastest on this test, despite missing a gear at the final hairpin. Next up should be Ari Barton, but he's late. At the bottom of the hill, things are looking bad for the rally leader. Meanwhile, tarmac specialist Will Sparrow tackles the climb.
Never broke one yet. Well, we've never ruined one. Don't know yet. I think it's the pinion gone.
Mick Jones, Ford's legendary service chief.
Put down the stairs, mate.
Hang on. Go and see if you can find a Ford competitor with a Atlas disk, okay?
Atlas disk. Fine. Back on the hill, Ari's countryman, Pentti Arikala, slides his car upwards to set fastest time. 2 seconds quicker than Brooks. By now, Vartanen's co-driver Peter Bryant is getting worried.
We don't know how serious it is at the moment. Certainly it affected us at the end of the last stage. We had to slow down quite considerably. We got to the end of the last stage and we pushed the car. The rules say, of course, you can't have outside assistance, so we pushed the car to here. Now the boys are working away. In a few minutes we'll find out what sort of problem it is and how serious it is. Doesn't look very good, but on the other hand, these boys can work miracles, so let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Tony Drummond equals Clark's time, despite being the first of many to get it all wrong at the hairpin.
No, I'll take it off, yeah. That's it. Fine, then. I've got 2 minutes to get it out once they bring the bits back.
Is it a question of removing what's inside out?
That's right.
It's not a complete axle lock?
No. You want to take it out?
Who would have a spare axle?
It's not going to do any harm, is it, taking it out? Vauxhall.
Vauxhall.
I'll get spare their van. They've got an axle in their car, so...
Yeah. What does it make?
Crown and opinion.
What other options are on?
Oh! And the diff. Yeah, you haven't. The cat's broke on the middle of the diff and it's let the bearing go and it's pinning up. And the crown wheel. Don't know anybody that's got one, do you? Where are they? Ain't got a diff up, they ain't got a crown wheel with it. The cap's broke, see? Let the bearing go and let it all go, pull it all out of mesh.
Right, could you give my ticket to Finland now? I need them now. I think I leave Finland today.
Really? What happened?
No spare one.
Dear.
No spare one. Because my crowd has got my ticket to Finland.
I don't know where, quite honestly, I don't know. No, I have it with me or I've left it in the hotel.
No, you have got more important things to do now. But
what's your problem?
Diff.
Oh.
Well, never broken. No one carries.
Was it broken on the stage?
Yes.
Did you stop in the stage? Don't take it to Finland.
No, we didn't stop still. We just came rolling down and still we have St. Thomas Russell.
Oh, well, you're okay.
Yeah, on that one, but we can't carry on, I mean.
Well, why can't you change it? Haven't you got another one?
We haven't got any spare one.
Ah.
No one has got it, that's right.
I see. Well, that's a simple answer then. We're exactly level with Roger now.
Are you?
Yeah. Because he took 3 seconds from us there.
Yeah.
We're on the same track. We're equal to Roger.
Although Fall and Clark are now neck and neck, Fall's Opel service chief Robin Turvey is nevertheless concerned for the opposition.
It could work, actually.
Have a drove down the road in that Commodore so you can see somebody with a 3-litre Capri there.
Yeah, that's the best bet.
Tell Harry to look out for our service crew tomorrow.
We'll do that, mate. We'll stop at 3-litre Capri.
I haven't been in this position for a few years, you know. To be very careful to make sure we don't go off.
It's a component which has never broken before in a British rally, so we don't count them as spares. It's not a particularly common component. It's part out of a 3-litre Capri, part of the back axle, also part obviously of the BDA back axle. We can't find one at the moment, but we're still looking.
So what lengths will you go to get one?
Oh, we'll carry on looking as hard as we can, you know. We'll find a parked car and ask the owner if we can take his axle out of it and try that. We'll try anything.
So we did he took 3 seconds off us on there, Roger, which he was 3 seconds behind us this morning when he started. We did the same time on the first stage, so now he's drawn level with us.
What's this version? That is a 3-litre.
Yes, it is 3-litre. But there's nothing we can do.
No, I don't think so.
We have a technical problem. We want a 3-litre Capri diff.
It's 10 years ago since I won it last.
Oh well. Southampton won the cup. You're prepared to do that? As long as I have to gamble.
For spectator Ken Brown of Nottingham, the Scottish rally up to now had been much like any other.
Maybe too late. No. Now we have to wait for the mechanics to come back.
Ford competition manager Peter Ashcroft returns to supervise the transplant.
You were first really to Capri. We have tried everything, helicopter and everything.
Look, we've just finished 13.
Yeah, you've got.
We're due to start 14, right? Now 14's scheduled start time was in effect approximately 10:50. Okay, 1 hour's add 1 hour's lateness for a nominal latest time. It's 11:50. But of course that doesn't count here. It only starts to really count when we're booking in there. We've got to go all the way around up there. I don't think they are going to exclude us for being more than an hour late at the start of the stage.
No,
it should only be time control.
It's not in the regulations.
That's right. So we've got to book into that time control now at TC5 Cragen Inn at 12:57 plus 1 hour 13:57. Now you're nearly 2 o'clock. Plus whatever delay allowance I can achieve on the way through. Okay.
So what does all that mean, Peter?
It means that we're very, very tight for time. We can't afford to spend more than another 10, 12 minutes here. And it means that we'll have to go straight away and not stop again for service until we arrive at TC5N. But before we get to that time control, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stages. So quite some way to go yet before the time control.
Just when this is quiet.
See, I'm good.
Ready for the diff yet?
Not yet. That bastard's not slow. It's not yet. As long as that menu is there.
The plastic bag on the floor there, look. Any spare wounded? Some in the back of that service car. Must be on the floor here somewhere. You what? Okay, just don't take your hand off, mate. That's the best way. Go for it. Are you silly? Don't get nervous. Don't start again, Harry. No, no. Ready to go. Okay. Can I start?
Yes.
The combination of a production car axle and BDA gearing produces interesting acceleration characteristics.
The best thing I think to do is to get it hooked into the dealer down the road and get them to put either a new axle in complete or a new crown wheel and pinion, and just send the bill to me. I'll give you my card.
By now, the leading cars are 8 stages further on at Inverary Castle, where Clark and Brooks continue to battle for the lead. Behind them, and slowly overhauling Clark, is Pentti Arikala, now in 3rd place. This stage proves to be easily cleanable, and the crews start their southward trek towards Ayr for the overnight halt. Of the many battered cars on the road back to Ayr, Tony Falls is missing.
You don't have to Tony at all? No, well, just that he went off.
Where?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Is he out then?
Yeah, he's out. Yeah. He just went off the road. The front brake's locked up. He went into a ditch. Out of control.
I think we were about second or third at that time, but Harry Vatanen had just retired. But you know, we're feeling quite proud of ourselves and feeling very pleased, and you tend to get a bit carried away.
For the leading ladies, Jill Robinson and Pauline Gullick, it's clean-up time.
What? No, not yet. Got us in the wash. No, we're just trying to. The only trouble is it shows up all the bad bits, doesn't it? We clean it.
You got any bad bits, haven't you?
What? Well, there's a few wrinkles, isn't there?
What happened?
On the car, I mean.
Any incidents at all?
We started to go a bit quick towards the end and had one or two near ones, but apart from that, we've been all right. We had a very, very big moment on a bit of road which was very dead straight, but was very, very what we call yumpy, you know, up and down. And we were taking off, and I swear we must be about 6 feet off the ground. And when we landed, we split all the back of the body up, which we've had to weld. But you know, we've welded that up now, and we're all waiting for tomorrow now.
Day 3, stage 30. At last, long chase is well and truly on. Brooks has now taken the lead, and Clark is clinging desperately onto third place. 1 minute ahead of Dawson. In second place, Pentti Arikala. Despite a puncture, Erik Arby of Norway has fought his way into the top 10. Teammate Jill Robinson shows a good turn of speed, despite a flat on her near-side rear. Andy Dawson, still keeping in touch with the leaders. Drummond also going well, despite a puncture.
So who are we waiting for, Peter?
Roger.
What's the latest news on him?
He's still third, but I think he's sort of getting his welly into it this morning.
We heard him misfiring very badly on the first stage this morning. Is that anything?
No, I don't think the engine was a problem. He'd had a puncture. He did the last 2 miles of that stage with a puncture, fracture. So he lost about 40 seconds, but I believe the stage has been scrubbed since then.
Going back to Friday, what happened here to cause this?
That was on the second special stage, in actual fact, and we were running an experimental front suspension system. There were only small changes which we didn't think would have too much effect on the handling of the car. Unfortunately, it sort of gave the car a mind of its own, and we'd already had 3 moments up to when we actually rolled it and when the car spun in the middle of the track. And we changed the suspension, the front suspension that is, straight after that special stage, and since then we've had no trouble.
Harry's still out there after all that drama. Why was...
Yeah, well, the problem is, with it not being set up in workshop... We didn't set it up properly. Yeah, in workshop conditions, we just took it out of the caprice, landed it in the escort. And I suppose there was a lot of dirt and stuff in there.
Bits of teeth and bits of bearing all floating about inside, and I suppose it just chewed the front bearing up.
4 stages.
It's certainly a very tense battle, because in the last 4 stages we've pulled out 1 second on Pentti Arikala. You know, 1 second in 40 miles motoring isn't very much at all, is it?
Having firmly disposed of Roger Clark, Pentti Arikala is now going flat out and sharing fastest stage times with Russell Brooks. As the night stages approach, he's getting closer and closer to the rally leader and driving faster than ever.
We try as fast as we can. We have still a very good chance to win this event if we don't hit any troubles.
What are the fins like at night?
So it's for us it's better because our rallies in Finland they are night rallies or rallies, so it's all right at night.
Day 4, and the finish ramp seems very close. But the drama is still unfolding on the last few stages. Arikala has been forced to slow with a broken rear axle and drops back behind Clark and Dawson. But there'll be no dramas for Russell Brooks, who has a clear lead as the cars approach the final stage at Acre Forest.
To the last stage of the rally, Russell, you're about 3 minutes ahead, so what are you going to do for tactics?
Very slow and very gentle. Yeah, I think we can say the winning post in sight if we're not quite there yet. But you can always stumble on the last stage, so we're going to go very, very carefully over that one.
You've got some catching up to do if you're going to get on Russell. There's only one stage left, I can't see it happening. No.
So Russell Brooks, co-driven by John Brown, sets out on the last 4 vital miles of the rally. All he has to do is keep the car on the track to win the most important event of his career. Heading for second place overall, Roger Clark and Jim Porter. The first time they've been soundly beaten on the Scottish in 10 years. In third place, Andy Dawson and Andy Marriott, after a consistent drive in the Datsun Violet. Fourth overall, and only 12 seconds down, Pentti Arikala and Mike Greasley finish the rally with their rear axle held in place by a farmer's chain. In fifth place, after a terrific drive, Paul Faulkner and Monty Peters in their privately entered Escort. Sixth place, Chris Slater and Paul White in their Avenger. Chrysler teammate Robin Monson finishes 9th overall to win the Group 1 category. Seventh place, and a tremendous debut for the SO car, driven by Tony Drummond and Phil Short. The end of the final stage, and Russell Brooks has made it.
Now the pressure's off, Russell, how do you feel?
Absolutely great, fabulous, fabulous. It's my first international win ever.
When you rolled it on the very first day, did you ever feel you'd be in the lead at this stage, or the last stage of the rally?
No, never, but it's proof that you should never give up trying, isn't it? Car's done fabulously well, you know, an Escort to finish the Scottish, and the punishment that I gave it as well, superb.